guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to Build It Yourself. And today we are not going to be focusing on this house. We did the house last time. Instead, I want to come on over here and show you something. Because I had a little thought, and I was thinking about this today. Since it's springtime, I figured maybe we could do something with a little bit more of a green thumb. But take a look at this. This is a bunch of cobblestone in a straight line. Now, for those of you who are on multiplayer servers, maybe even your own single-player world, you probably recognize this as a path. It is fairly boring. It's mundane. It gets the job done, but it could be so much more than this. So much more than this. So today, I'm going to teach you how to kind of spruce your patterns up with a little bit of greenery. And it's raining, of course. So I'm going to make it stop raining, and then we'll start talking about what we're going to do with all of this. So, one moment. So first things first, we've got ourselves a tree here, which is made up of leaf blocks and logs. The leaf blocks will normally break, unless you go ahead and use shears on them, in which case they'll stay in place forever no matter what you do, even if you go ahead and take out the middle logs. It's also a nice little trick to play on people, so keep that in mind for April Fool's Day. Yeah, might be fun. Now, how can we use the leaf blocks to help make our path look a little bit nicer? Well, that's pretty simple. Alright, so you can see we put some shrubbery in place here. Got a couple 2-high blocks here and some 1-high blocks here. Now, if you've ever seen a server, you've probably also seen this attempt to kind of spice things up a little bit. But unfortunately, it is still a little bit bland. You've just got these blocks here, these cobble blocks, and they've got the leaf blocks here. So it doesn't really change a whole lot. And I mean, this is a nice, even groomed shrub, but it's kind of boring. I mean, where's the variance in the height and stuff like that? Instead, what we're going to want to do is something a little bit more like we did over here with the exterior of the house, where the shrubberies kind of change in height, they break apart, they're not continuous, or contiguous, or however you want to say it. Continuous is probably correct. But you can see we've got some breaks here just to kind of make it look like it's a bunch of separate shrubberies. And we've even mixed in some of the leaf blocks in here, different leaf block types, just to put a little bit more separation on the different types of shrubs that might be around here. It's turning nighttime too. But you can also see the problem with our path is that it's not lighted. Now, a lot of times people will just go ahead and plop some torches down here in the middle and be like, oh, look, it's all done. I have a lighted path with some nice shrubberies. It looks nice, but the torches are kind of, I guess, bush league. Ha 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 ha! Get it, shrubbery, bush league. I cracked myself up, but seriously, don't do that. We're going to make this look a little bit fancier. We're going to use some different techniques. So if you'll give me a moment, I'll get everything together, and then we'll be able to kind of spruce this up a little bit. Get it? Spruce, tree, leaf. I'll shut up now. Alright, so we're back here. We've got our boring and bland path. Now let's go ahead and try and make this look a little bit nicer. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and knock some actual space out of the walls here. Because what we're going to do is go ahead and put in some benches. And we need to have some space here for the benches. And one of the things you can do is you can just do like a little bit of a binding, I guess you could call it, here on the side with the signs. It's fairly typical, fairly common. Keep in mind that the signs are actually made of oak wood, and therefore they'll only go with the oak stairs or oak blocks or whatever oak you want to use. Otherwise, the colors will look different. So if you're trying to make it look seamless, that's what you got to use. Now, we'll also go ahead, make a little bit of a spot there. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's perfect, actually. So we'll go ahead and put a second little sign here. Not whooped, or whatever the heck I was going to type there. There we go. Sign there. And we're just making some benches. Not actually functional benches, but again, this is all just to make everything look nice and even. So here we go. We'll put the cobblestone wall there. Now, if you notice, this little cobblestone wall block here, it doesn't touch any of the leaf blocks. So a cobblestone wall block, also a oak fence, will not touch a leaf block. So you don't have to worry about it connecting if you don't want to. We'll put that there. And over here, I'm going to show you this little trick in case you didn't know you could do this. But I'm going to put oak fence post here, here, let's see, here, 2, and then here. And so that's 5 of those. And so let me switch leaf blocks here. Now you can use any leaf blocks you want for this. I'm actually going to use birch leaf blocks. I don't use those too much. They have a slightly lighter shade than the oak ones. So what I'm going to do is I take 2 of these and put these on top. If you're guessing what this makes, actually, you know what? I might go with the jungle. I think the jungle might look a little bit nicer. Oh yes, that will look a little bit nicer. It's a little different block too. So if you guess what I'm making here, these are, I guess you could call them small trees, or tiny trees, I like to call them. And the fence post is actually kind of like a trunk. It's basically the same as that log way over there, except on a smaller scale. And these are kind of these smaller ornamental style trees you might see in like a city park or like Versailles, some fancy place like that. We can go ahead as well and mop out a couple of these, put in a couple of walls. Make this look really nice. Actually, you know what? Let's do it like... let's put 3 there. We'll break that one. And then we'll put 3 here. And then we'll leave these as oak leaves. But we can't really do much with the height on these. So we're going to go ahead as well. And this is another important thing that I've mentioned. Go ahead and change up the kind of the height of your blocks a little bit. Put a little bit more of a look to it, so it almost looks like a tree that's on the ground. And what that will do is it'll give you a little bit more tone and definition in what your actual bushes look like. They look a little more realistic, I guess you could say would be a good way to describe it. So you can see the path is already looking a little bit nicer, right? So unfortunately we can't put anything here because the sign is actually occupying this entire block space. So you're going to have to deal with this. What we can do, of course, you've probably seen this before in some of my builds and other episode. I did a little bit of work on this, but for the path, you don't have to use all of the same block all the time. What you can do is you can kind of vary this up a little bit and create a unique look for your path just by putting these kind of all willy-nilly. And the key to figuring out where to put them really is just to kind of eyeball it, see what looks nice. If you see something that maybe looks a little funny, go ahead and swap it out with another block. You don't have to keep it all the same type, I guess you could say. Are these monster eggs? No, is there stone? Okay, I grabbed the right one. I hate these brick monster eggs. I've accidentally built stuff with them and created before, and I break them and they become a mess. It's not fun. So the one thing we're missing here, the one thing that we're still missing, is we're still missing a little bit of illumination. How are we going to fix that? Well, I have a solution for you, and perhaps we will get to show this off a little bit more in another episode, but I know how to make a lamppost, and that's exactly what we're going to do right here. So where is my trapdoor? So we're going to go ahead. We've got our little fence post down here, and I put that there for a reason. So we'll do 1, 2, put a glowstone up here. And what's cool with the glowstone is that unlike glass blocks, you can attach trapdoors to the exterior of them if it wants to cooperate. And there you go. You have yourself a little bit of light, and this will actually produce real light for you, so you don't have to worry about it too much. You can also go ahead, whatever you want to do for the top. I like to use a different color wood than the fence posts. And keep in mind too, with the fence posts, like right here, these fence posts, we have fence posts now in a variety of colors, so you are not really restricted like it used to be where these were always oak. If you want to use, for example, spruce, you can use spruce for this one. Looks a lot nicer, perhaps. Looks a little bit different too than your benches. So that kind of helps separate that out a little bit. And yeah, let's set this to, set this to time set 15,000. Let's toggle downfall as well. Oh, left the space in there. Let's set this as well. Let's set the time to like 17,000 instead. Yeah, there we go. So now it's nighttime. You can see this is giving off quite a bit of light. It's actually lighting up. Let me see if I can go ahead and show this off. You can see the block lighting here, 15 sky, 10 block. So it's actually giving off quite a bit of space here, and monsters will spawn like right over here-ish and right over here-ish. So if you use this method, you'll have to put a bunch of these. I have to put one like right here, and then maybe one like right over here, and kind of repeat the pattern a little bit. But it is definitely doable, and let me see here. I want to see if I do this, is this going to work the way I want it to? And then glowstone, it's a slab, there's a bat for some reason. Those guys like to just show up out of nowhere. Here we go. And we'll put the doors down here. And it doesn't really matter which way they're facing. I like to do them on the top side just because it's easier for me, and that way you can kind of flip them open like that if you want to. The bats are attracted to the light for some reason, huh? There you go. You can just do something like that where you've got your little lamps up here, and there you go. There's a little bit. It gets down to 7 around here, right around the benches. So maybe you can put like a lamppost maybe right here or something. I don't know. You could probably figure it out yourself. And you don't have to use this pattern as well. You can go ahead and decide if you want to make them closer. You can make them closer. You might make them further apart. That's cool too. But there you go. It looks a lot nicer, doesn't it? It actually looks more like a livable path. Now, there's all kinds of other fun things you can add. Put in flowers. Obviously, it's something you can grab as well. Put in some flowers. If you want to put in flowers here, why not? Sure, doesn't matter. You could do that. But if you're kind of short on resources, there's actually something cool that you can grab. And that's just grass. All you have to do to get the grass, in case you were wondering, is you don't even have to bone meal. You can get grass using a pair of shears, and you can put grass kind of wherever you want to create a more overgrown feel if you want a certain feel of maybe a more wild and open space, less kind of manicured look perhaps than having the shrubbery like this. Like let's say we want to have something that looks a little more worn down and beaten. Something like that might look nice. So yeah, you can see this already looks a lot more better, I guess you could say, than just that one little path that we had where it was nothing but the cobblestone that was down here and a little bit of shrubbery. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all there is to it with making a path, making it look pretty, using your green thumb to kind of accentuate the space rather than just having cobblestone paths all over the place. You can have some really creative and really cool stuff. And I mean, even that doesn't require a whole lot of blocks. There's not a whole lot that's gone into this. It's fairly easy to make, fairly easy to find everything that you see here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again really soon here on Build It Yourself.